Hi everyone, I'm Anne from English Valley Cafe. Welcome to this English lesson. Today we're going to talk about the slang word screw. A month ago I made a video on the slang word suck. In case you missed that video, you can check it out. I'll leave the link down in the description and I'll also link it in the card up here. But today we're going to talk about screw. Now, the literal meaning of screw, when it's used as a verb, it means to fasten one thing to another by making it tight. So like, for example, if you have a bookshelf at home, you might screw it to the wall so that the bookshelf doesn't wobble and it's safe, it's fastened to the wall. So we can say the bookshelf is screwed to the wall. Now, when we say screw as a noun, it means like a piece of nail, like a hardware, where we can hammer that screw into the wall. So those are the definitions that you'll find in the dictionary. Today in this video, I'm going to share with you some phrases that English speakers commonly use in conversations with the slang word screw. But I do want to say that remember, slang is informal. We only use it in speaking, and some of them are rude and not very nice to say to people, and I will point that out as we go through these phrases. But I think it's good to know them because then you will understand English speakers when you are listening to a podcast, you're listening to real conversations, or you're watching TV shows or movies. With that said, let's get into our first phrase, and that is screw up. So the pronunciation here is screw up, screw up. And it's not rude, but it is informal, and it means that to make a mistake or to talk about something that is not done in the right manner, in the proper manner. So for example, you might say, I screwed up on the test. That means that you didn't do a good job with the test. Maybe you got confused about something, an answer, and you know that you didn't do well. So I screwed up on the test. Or he screwed up our schedule. So maybe you and a coworker had a schedule planned out what you were gonna do, but he changed the time on something, so he screwed up our schedule. Or I can say the stylist screwed up my hair. That means the stylist didn't do a good job doing my hair or cutting it. They screwed up my hair. So notice here that we're using screw as a verb. So when we are talking about the past, I would add the past tense ed. So they screwed up my hair. The next phrase is screw it. Okay, so the pronunciation here is screw it, screw it. Now, this is the polite version of saying fuck it. So it's not very nice to say, and it's something that I would avoid saying, and definitely you don't want to use it in formal situations. But you know, if you're like at home or you're at the office and just you and a co-worker that you know very well, you can use this, but I would not recommend using it when you are in a formal situation or when you don't want to offend somebody. Okay, so screw it just means like in a nice way, like forget it. Okay, like fuck it, forget about it. So for example, imagine that you are late for work or you're late for school and it's raining today. So you're looking for your umbrella, but you cannot find it. You don't know where the umbrella is in the house. So you might just say, screw it. You know, I'm just gonna go without it. Okay, so here you are late for work, you're in a rush, you're hurrying to get out of the house, but you cannot find your umbrella, so you might feel a little bit frustrated and say, screw it, I'm just gonna leave. Or imagine that it's Friday night and you and your friends want to go out and celebrate. Maybe it's one of your friends' birthday and you're calling restaurants to see if they have seats available, but most of the restaurants are packed and the wait time is like 1 hour and 2 hours, and you've already called like 3, 4, 5 restaurants and no restaurants have seats available. So one of you might be frustrated and say, screw it, let's just go grab some burgers. So most of the time when we say screw it, we are pretty frustrated about something and we're angry and we're impatient. The next phrase is I'm screwed or we're screwed. And again, this is very informal, so you don't want to use it in formal situations. But if you're talking to somebody that you know very well, and you're not in a very formal situation like a meeting or some kind of business event, it's perfectly fine to use it. Okay, so but I would just use it with caution, who you use it with. So I'm screwed or we're screwed just means that you are in a very difficult situation or you are in trouble. So for example, I can say I'm screwed if I don't get this paper done by today. Okay, so if you're a student and you have an essay that's due tomorrow and you haven't even written anything yet, okay, you might say, I'm screwed. Or imagine that you and a few friends are going to a music concert. You're so excited and you left the house without your ticket, without your admission ticket. And you get to the venue, you get to the concert, and you notice, oh my goodness, I forgot my ticket. So you might say, I'm screwed. I left my ticket on the kitchen counter. So here we're using screwed as an adjective, and you can say I'm screwed, or he's screwed, or we're screwed. Next up, we have screw around. Okay, screw around. Again, this is an informal phrase that means to waste time. So for example, you might hear parents or teachers say to a kid, like, stop screwing around and do your work. Okay, stop screwing around. So screw here is a verb, so you can change it like stop screwing around. Again, this is informal, so you want to use it with caution and not use it in a formal situation. Now, another meaning of screw around means to play or to sleep around with different sexual partners. It is a vulgar slang. You might not necessarily use it, but it's good to know that you might hear it when you're watching movies or TV shows. So you might hear something like he or she is screwing around with another guy or with another girl. Now, this last one I'm going to talk about is very rude. But it's a polite version of another vulgar slang, and that is screw you. Okay, screw you. This is very rude. I would not recommend that you use it. You might use it with like close friends or with somebody that you know very well, but definitely don't use this at work or in formal situations unless you're joking around with your coworker. You know them very well and you're just joking around. But screw you is like the polite way to say fuck you. And we use screw you sometimes when people are making jokes at our expense. We might say, oh, screw you, okay? But it doesn't sound very polite, it doesn't sound very nice, and it can be very offensive. So use this one with caution, but I can assure you that you will hear this a lot when you're watching TV shows, movies, or sometimes even in real conversations, okay? But again, use this one with caution. I hope you find this video useful. Do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. It'll help me tremendously to push this video out to more English learners like you. Thank you so much for joining me today for this lesson. I will see you in the next video. Take care.